Kentucky is filled with stories and legends, and none are more true and exciting than the origin of WYMT-TV, a station built upon a dream and upon a mission that you, as an employee of the station, are a part of. A brief history of the station may also help those of us guide WYMT to its future. The mountains of Kentucky provide great beauty and resources, but in years past, they also provided great barriers. Small pockets of isolation was created primarily because of a lack of transportation and communication. It was the latter, communication, that was the foundation for WYMT-TV's birth. The Eastern Kentucky region for years did not have a regional communication force. There was one small television station located in Hazard, Kentucky, but it was operated on a relatively small budget and served only a select number of counties. A longtime broadcaster, Ralph Gabbard, saw the need for more. He believed the mountains needed its own television station, and he convinced his company to invest, a risky move, investing money into a concept that had never been tried. Gabbard even hand-picked the call letters, wanting a constant reminder to viewers that this was their television station.
Those call letters popped in my head one day. I'd been thinking for days, trying to come up with call letters that would fit our needs. The biggest problem, as you know, is they have to approve the call letters at the FCC. No one else can use the same call letter. And so most of the good ones that you might think of are already taken. And YMT just jumped in my head because it clearly stood out for what we were. And that's how it came about. I think it was over a bowl of cereal at breakfast one day.
Crews went to work immediately and in record time began erecting the building, constructing the towers. High winds, poor terrain all caused problems. An intricate microwave system was also established to allow reporters to feed stories from nearby counties and to also provide a hookup for programming opportunities with WYMT-TV's sister station, WKYT-TV in Lexington. A news crew of young reporters was hired. For many, this would be their first jobs in television. In October 1985, the station signed on the air.
This is a dream come true. I'm just extremely excited about the opportunity to serve the people of all the mountains. And we're going to try to provide a good product. But seeing that thing come up this morning is something else.
For the first time, Eastern Kentuckians were able to see their own news, stories that would affect them, from politics to high school athletics. WYMT-TV became a mirror of sorts for the region. The news brought into the living room each night, and what stories there were to cover. From the time a fight broke out in a fiscal court meeting, a coal miner rescued after 19 hours underground in a mine. A hostage situation comes to an end.
Please, no! No, he'll get away!
A nation at war. Good evening, everyone. War in the Persian Gulf hits home tonight. Eastern and southeastern Kentuckians watch to learn of the action involving their family members and friends in the Middle East.
You are watching CBS News' continuing coverage of Showdown in the Gulf.
Wilma, I know this is a hard time for you, but how are you dealing with this crisis?
I can't deal with it. I don't know how to deal with it. I have fears that it will be another Vietnam War.
For the viewers, the station was something they could look to. A communication barrier had finally been broken.
Before your station, we were just separate counties. We had really no idea what went on in Pike County. Middlesboro was a world away, for example.
And I have seen the change that has happened in Eastern Kentucky, primarily since the early 80s. Y'all started in 85. Yeah. And It's the greatest change, and I attribute the fact that we cross the mountains with our communications. In the old days, we used to have the county radio station, county newspapers. With WYMT, what we have a region that is served, and from that service comes the growth and the development.
This has been a communication. People understand better. You brought it all together. And this area is progressing because people understand better. They don't have to go to meetings and find out what's going on. They can watch their television right in their home. And you tell them what's going on, what happened that day. And so they're better informed, and people are better informed. They have a tendency to help more.
This is a camera shot that we're seeing. This is the downtown, the bypass that's going into downtown Hazard, Kentucky. We're waiting for the arrival of the president's motorcade. There you see the president arriving into town right now. Throughout the years, WYMT-TV has changed with the region. Some have credited the station for the change of the region. But the conviction of the station's employees to a mission still remains. WYMT still is your mountain television.
A former district court judge in eastern Kentucky answers to federal drug charges. Good evening. We'll have more on that story in a moment. First, we do have some late-breaking news to tell you about.
You arrested the preacher up here.
Yeah, we had to charge the preacher.
What'd you charge him with?
Cultivating marijuana.
Okay, look this down from the barn. You should see pot laying over.
It's not fair to judge my whole career by a rehash on Iran. How would you like it if I judged your career by those 7 minutes when you walked off the set in New York?
Well,
now, would you like that?
Well, we requested for fiscal year 1989 $47 million for that year, which is the largest amount of money we've ever requested for the tunnel project.
It's going to mean untold progress for the hills of Kentucky.
I'm scared.
He's been there how long?
Good evening, everyone. War in the Persian Gulf hits home tonight.
The scandal broke over the legislature like a storm on March 31st.
Very important that we emphasize that the lottery audits that we do regularly have never turned up any wrongdoing of any kind.
I think it's probably the greatest one thing that happened to eastern Kentucky was the building of Channel 57.